Hey team, so this week I kind of wanted to talk about meal timing and if it's kind of important towards fat loss. But it's such a big topic. Through just discussing breakfast, I found that that's like a vlog on itself in about 10 minutes. So I think I'll break it up into videos. I'll see how I get on. So we might do part 2 next week. So what we'll do is we'll start with like little myths, let's call them. So a lot of people say a myth is that you should never skip breakfast, and like breakfast is the healthiest meal of the day. If you don't have breakfast, you're not healthy. So let's cover that first, and I'll tell you the kind of advantages to having breakfast and the kind of disadvantages and where maybe people go wrong. So breakfast first for me is something that a lot of girls sometimes don't want to eat breakfast. They're not hungry, like they actually feel a bit sick in the morning, so they don't want to eat. And I say to them, like, that's totally fine, because it's your overall total daily intake that counts. So it doesn't matter if you just have lunch and dinner. If that is so many calories, then that's your day's worth. Or if you have breakfast, lunch and dinner, then you're spreading out throughout the day and it just still equals at the same total at the end of the day. So if you wanted to be someone that was like more of a nighttime eater and you aren't hungry for breakfast, then it's okay not to have it. It's totally fine. There's just a few consequences that might come along with that, which isn't bad. It's just it could cause certain behaviours if you haven't actually had your breakfast. So I'll discuss that in a wee second. But normally you might not be hungry in the morning because you've ate so late at night. So if you eat so late at night, it carries through to the next day. You've still got a bit of that fuel inside you, and that's why you maybe feel fine till lunchtime. So it doesn't really matter if you have breakfast or not. But a lot of us think, oh, breakfast is healthy. And we use these words healthy, and don't get me wrong, some people are great with healthy food, but some people make healthy choices really boring and they don't enjoy it because it's like clean, healthy, it's not exciting. So sometimes we become far too healthy and make horrible boring meals that we don't actually want to eat, which causes us to then overeat at the weekends and stuff because we're having a cheat. So it's just really your terminology towards what you're eating. And yes, we kind of term to say healthier choices, like maybe having a wee bit more veg, or maybe not having a Domino's pizza, but having your own homemade pizza could be a healthier option and save you a few calories. But at the end of the day, nothing's good or bad, and everybody deems food as different things. Like I think, trying to think of something, like I think eating chocolate's healthy, but I think it's more healthy for your brain and for your mindset. Like, but a lot of people would think chocolate is like totally out the window and you shouldn't be allowed it. So it's really looking at your terminology. Everybody's different, everybody sees different things as healthy, and it's not really the healthy foods that are making progress. It's your total calorie intake. It's your total calorie intake that really counts. So it does, you can still get fat eating healthy foods if you're eating too many of those foods and your caloric intake is massive. So it doesn't matter if it's good or bad food, it's still the calories that are the total key to this. So breakfast, like we were saying earlier, skipping breakfast, the kind of disadvantage to skipping breakfast can be that I know myself, when I don't have breakfast, come lunchtime, I am starving and I struggle to concentrate at work and my tummy is rumbling. I'm really thirsty because I'm so hungry as well, and I just kind of sit there and I can't get any work done. And I know my work's slagging, I'm starting to get really tired and groggy, and that is just because I've not had kind of breakfast and my energy storage is really starting to run down, which just means you don't have the energy to focus. So that's the kind of disadvantages of having breakfast, not having breakfast. And then what happens when kind of lunch comes around is that you lose total control because you're so hungry, you have little willpower that you just want to grab anything that you see for lunch, and you'd maybe choose like a Subway meatball marinara, a cookie, a full fat cola, and then go to the shop and get a chocolate bar as well. And that's just because you're so hungry. And then through lunchtime to dinner time, you might keep snacking because you've missed a meal, so your body, you're maybe just wanting to eat more, and because you've just kind of broken from a fast, and a fast just means that you've not ate for a few hours, you kind of break your fast, which might spark a massive kind of hunger. But once you start eating, give yourself a bit of time, that will hopefully subside and start to lower again, and you shouldn't feel as hungry. And just obviously thinking you've got more food towards the evening and when you get home and stuff to kind of look forward to. So that's the kind of disadvantage there, is that if you don't have breakfast, you could overeat at lunchtime and continue to overeat through into dinner time, and maybe make less sensible choices, which could be prevented if you were to eat earlier in the day. Also, around lunchtime, we maybe consume a bit too much, that we get a bit of a sugar spike, and then we just kind of feel really sleepy. And we're really bloated as well, because we just kind of ate nothing to eat in a large meal, so we get a bit of bloating in the tummy. A lot of people think bloating is like the bad thing, it means that you've got an intolerance, and it doesn't. Sometimes you just bloat because you ate too fast, you've not ate the whole day, and your tummy is going to swell from trying to break down this food. Or stress, like there's so many reasons we get bloating, but straight away we all kind of forget everything else we do, and we straight away think that we've got an intolerance when that isn't really the case. Yeah, so that's the kind of disadvantages of not having breakfast. But the advantage of not having breakfast, again, like I said earlier, is that you do have more calories throughout the rest of the day anyway to use. So if you are someone that does like to really eat at night time, when you're sitting on watching Netflix, chilling, or after the gym, you've got a wee bit more food there to play with that you missed out in the morning. So it is really trying to find the balance there between not having breakfast and over consuming, or not having breakfast and leaving food till later in the day. And it really comes down to your habits, your behaviours, and your kind of control around food and your relationship with food. So what I'd say there is, take away the idea of healthy. It's not that breakfast is going to be any kind of magical meal that's going to set you up for the day, but it can help you be a wee bit more controlled. So the advantages to having breakfast is kind of the opposite from what we've just discussed. So if you were to have breakfast, you are going to be feeling satisfied till lunchtime. You should feel pretty focused at work. You shouldn't be kind of agitated with hunger and being able to concentrate, and you should just sail through to lunchtime and maybe make a sensible decision with lunch, because you've obviously ate breakfast, so you have food in you, you're not as hangry, and you maybe just make a better choice. Another thing with breakfast as well, like we said, it just helps you concentrate at work. So if you do have important meetings and a lot of things on early in the AM, then it might be a good idea for you to make sure that you do get a breakfast in there. But there's different types of breakfast that are going to have a different effect on your body. So if you were to have cereal, for example, you're going to kind of get, cereal is mainly carbohydrates, which is not bad. It's fine for you to have cereal, but you would get a bit of a kind of spike in energy levels, and then it might just drop suddenly, just because cereal is going to break down in your body a lot faster compared to maybe having eggs, scrambled eggs on toast, poached eggs, avocado and bacon. These kind of things break down a little bit slower because they've got protein in them, and that's why everybody bangs on about protein, is that protein just breaks down in the body a little bit slower. So it means you've kind of got a consistent level of energy, and then it'll start to lull just before lunchtime, which means you can just get your storage back up again. So it's kind of like a little bit of a slant, rather than a kind of big sugar spike, and then you're going to feel so tired and you feel the need to kind of eat again to kind of get that spike back up. So as kind of, again, with your breakfast, if you are having breakfast, making the decision of what maybe is going to last you a little bit longer. Because a bowl of cereal and maybe scrambled egg and toast is the exact same calories. Not one of them is healthier than the others, but you'll watch the telly and Special K will tell you that their cereal is full of folic acids and everything you need to get yourself through the day. But it's cereal, it's carbohydrates, again, it's not bad for you, but it just doesn't satisfy you as long as another meal could. And that's when it comes down to making a better decision. Is the eggs and toast going to be a little bit of something that's going to last you for longer and make you feel fuller for longer? But then it comes down to timing. Like, I know a lot of you don't have time to make breakfast in the morning, but sometimes you need to kind of look at yourself and pull yourself up and go, okay, could I stop snoozing the alarm clock and get up half an hour early, sit and enjoy a really nice breakfast, rather than running out the house, looking for your keys, flinging your shoes on, flinging a scarf, like grabbing everything and then go in, and you're already stressed throughout the day and your kind of heart rate's up because you're in such a rush. Why not just get up half an hour early, have a really nice breakfast with a wee coffee, chill out and get yourself set up for the day, because your day is going to be far more organised, it's going to be in far more control and less stressful. So maybe just pushing yourself to get up that wee bit earlier could help for breakfast and for the rest of the day. Or if you are someone who just keeps pressing the snooze button, then maybe something like a Greek yogurt has a good amount of protein in it. You can maybe have some fruit in that, or maybe like granola, or maybe some cereal in it, and a Greek yogurt has just got that wee bit of protein in it. Or you could have a protein powder shake in it and just really up that protein there. And then that's something you can keep in the fridge the night before, take it with you to work, and then you've got it when you're there. Or another thing is like overnight oats with protein in it as well. Or you can make like egg muffins the night before. Little egg muffins are so easy. Just crack an egg, put it in the oven, fling in some veg, they're perfect, and then you can eat it on the way to work. So there is options there, but you need to kind of pull yourself up. And I know we are all so busy, and I know we have so much shit going on, but if you do want to start introducing a breakfast to your lifestyle, then you need to kind of spend that wee bit more time cooking. It's going to pay you off in the long run. You're going to enjoy what you actually eat. It's going to help you stay on track for the rest of the day, so your willpower is stronger and you're not losing control come lunchtime. It might prevent you from being bloated because you're not stuffing everything in your face at lunchtime. So as you can see, like, that's just breakfast I've discussed. So meal timing, breakfast or no breakfast, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what time you eat breakfast. In terms to training, some people obviously train in the morning and they're worried that if they don't have breakfast, are they okay to train? Will they be okay to do that? And the answer is, like, it's totally fine, because again, like I said earlier in this video, is that you eat late at night, so that food's still in you for the next day, so you still got a good bit of fuel there to get you through your workout. And I'd say just have a coffee before it, so you've got a wee boost in energy, and after, have like your breakfast or shake or Greek yogurt or a meal, just to keep you going till lunchtime. All right, guys, so we tend to overthink things, we tend to overcomplicate it, but it really is, at the end of the day, calories in and calories out. Depending on timing, it does not matter, but if you do eat a wee bit more regularly, you are going to be that little bit more fuller, which might help you make better decisions, okay? So I hope this has helped. Again, let me know if you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you've got any questions on this. If you do enjoy it, please press the like button, share it with a friend that you think it might help, or a work colleague, so you both can get a wee bit of an insight into what to do to help yourself feel better, to feel more energized, and possibly to get a little bit leaner and tone up. So I hope this has helped, and I shall see you all next week, and we'll cover meal timing throughout the rest of the day and when to eat at night time. Alright, I'll see you all soon.